I was sitting in the family room, watching the evening news. The lights were dim, the air smelled of coffee and warm peach cobbler. And for once, my joints didn't ache. This hour was mine. The only quiet moment I had left in the house I once called home. Then the front door slammed. I didn't turn around. I already knew who it was. Derek walked in like a man who owned the walls, the floor, even the air. Behind him came my daughter, Lena, carrying shopping bags. Her shoulders were slumped, her eyes fixed on the floor. Derek stood directly in front of the television. He didn't say a word. He just picked up the remote and switched it off. The screen went black. "Go to your room, old woman," he said. "I've got the game on. This living room is mine now." The silence that followed was heavier than his voice. Slowly, I turned my head toward my daughter. I waited. Just one sentence. Just one sign that I still mattered. But Lena dropped her gaze. In that moment, something inside me didn't break. It woke up. I stood up quietly. My knees cracked, the sound sharp in the still room. Derek had already collapsed onto my couch, opening a soda like nothing had happened. I walked to my bedroom. Not to cry. Not to hide. I opened the bottom drawer of my dresser and pulled out a blue folder tied with an old elastic band. Inside were papers most people ignore until they need power. The deed of the house. My name printed clearly. Owner, Celeste M. Everson. I looked at myself in the mirror. Gray hair, glasses hanging from a chain. I looked like the kind of woman people underestimate. That was my mistake for years, letting them. I walked back through the living room. Derek glanced at me and smirked. "Taking a walk. Don't get lost at your age." I didn't answer. I picked up my keys, unlocked the front door, and walked out. I closed the door behind me, not loudly, but firmly, like ending a sentence. That night, I slept in a hotel. No shouting, no tension, just silence. The next morning, I sat in a lawyer's office. "I want to evict 2 people, I said calmly. He looked at me. "You'll live with them." "They live with me," I corrected. "The house is mine. No lease, no rent." He nodded. 30 days notice. Perfect. By noon, a man in a clean suit rang my front doorbell. Not a guest. A messenger. My phone started ringing. My daughter. I didn't answer. I turned off the internet, suspended the cable, blocked the extra bank cards. Not out of anger, out of order. I bought myself a beige blazer that afternoon. Simple, sharp. I needed a uniform. For boundaries. When Lena finally met me, she was shaking. "Mom, what are you doing?" she cried. "The internet is gone. The cards don't work. Derek is furious." I looked at her calmly. "This is my house," I said. "You have 30 days. She whispered, "You're humiliating us." "No," I replied. Humiliation was being told to go to my room in my own house. Silence fell between us. 30 days later, I wasn't home. The truck was. The locks were checked. The keys returned. They were gone. When I walked back inside, the house felt tired, like it had been holding its breath. I opened every window. I washed the floors, painted the walls peach, moved the furniture where I wanted it. That evening, my daughter knocked. Like a guest. "I rented a small apartment," she said quietly. "I filed for divorce." I poured her tea. "Good," I said. "A marriage held together by someone else's house isn't a marriage." She smiled through tears. Now, every Wednesday at 4 p.m., women come to my table. We talk about wills, passwords, boundaries, about how saying no doesn't destroy families. It exposes lies. I sit again in my green armchair. The remote rests beside me. I turn the volume up, just enough. No one touches it. Because ownership isn't just about a house. It's about your voice, your silence, your life. And this one is finally mine. If this story touched you, like the video and subscribe to my channel. I share real-life stories every day. Stories about strength, dignity, and boundaries. Comment below. Which city are you watching from? What time is it there? You're not alone. And this story is for you.